Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back. After a weekend off, we are here at the beautiful Homestead, Miami for a nighttime race with these next-gen cars as you ride on board here with Ed Bauer here at the Hurricane 120. As it's going to be a fun night here tonight. We've got Jeremiah Hobbs up in the booth with us alongside me and Christopher. So it's going to be fun. Just fun to have it Jeremiah up here. He is driver over in the Bluegrass Series, one of the other series that me and Chris are on. Colin, he's been wanting to hop in the booth with us some more. He's been hopping in the booth with us over there during their last couple season races, and he had a blast doing that. So we brought him over here, and yeah, Jeremiah, glad to have you here for the full throttle race, and fun to watch this next gen race with you here tonight.
Yeah, I haven't been able to catch a lot of next-gen racing out here on iRacing, at least for the league standpoint. So getting the chance to come here and watch, especially here at Homestead, it's definitely going to be fun and also different because I'm used to just watching the Bluegrass guys. So being able to come here and watch these guys race around tonight should be quite interesting.
Interesting indeed. It's going to be a fun night, man. You know, you got a lot of those 811 dig cars out there. As you see that 51 of Bradley Wilson setting a 32.43. Ed Bauer he was the fastest man in practice. An hour-long practice session before the race. He is the fastest man currently in qualifying. As Robbie Bias going to set himself up in fourth. As, man, they are just setting lap after lap. We've got so many different drivers just setting laps. And it looks like the Scenic camera is stuck on, but there we go. Back on board with that 51 of Bradley Wilson as we'll see that call before you dig. 811 Dodge Charger.
Slinging it. So the biggest thing is I love this track. I'm a huge Kansas fan, but like Homestead, it's the true definition of multi-groove, and I'm watching these guys go around for qualifying. It's interesting the strategies they take, whether they want to start on the high line to get the run out or just get the tires heated up and run that inside line all the way around. And surprisingly seeing, like you said, car after car after car just putting laps down right now.
Yeah, we've already had... Oh, sorry, Chris.
I was going to say, it looks like William Brown set himself up in the third place. One of those drivers that we know is really fast. So William Brown currently setting himself in that third place. So AJ Green just jumped up to that fifth place position. Riding on board here with that 43, James Morgan is currently sitting in that seventh place position. Let's see if he can lock down a higher position in this lap.
Man, that 43 was one of those drivers that showed speed early in the season. You know, at the opener, he showed good speed. At Dover, he was showing some speed. Got caught up in an accident. As right on board that 38 of Patrick Ginter. He was showing some speed in practice. We'll see if this second lap is going to net any better. It will. 32.333. 32.333, excuse me. That's going to put that 38 up in the sixth position currently.
Yeah, look
at
that.
Know Patrick Ginter, you know, Chris, this season, Patrick's been showing a lot of speed.
Yeah, we have had the chance to sit and talk to Patrick and, you know, got to know him as Bradley Wilson still sitting on his hood, pushing the gas. As we're going to ride on board here with Charles Gurrick, currently setting himself up into that ninth place position. Yeah, we were got to talk to that 38 Patrick Enter a little bit. Really cool guy, really nice guy to sit and talk to. You know, has a good mentality when it comes to driving. So it's good to see that 38 get up into that sixth position. Look at this, Josh. The 18 of Brian Chew currently sitting in that second position.
Oh yeah, that is
So the Candyman himself up in that second position.
That's what we like to see, Brian Chew. I mean, one of those drivers that was had some decent runs last season. You know, he got a podium finish. I can't remember exactly what track he podiumed at last season, but you know, we've had the opportunity of speaking with Brian Chew. We know how motivated he is to drive these race cars, and I mean, here tonight, you know, Homestead. It's one of those tracks excuse me. Oh my goodness, like Jeremiah was just hitting on. You know, it's gonna be interesting to see how these drivers approach it. I mean, it's very multi-groove, and it's gonna be fun to see with these open setups, these next-gen cars, where these drivers are gonna go and who's gonna have speed early.
Now, Jeremiah, I want to point something out. Josh Carver in the 3, he's driving a Ford Mustang with Dale Earnhardt's skin on it.
See, right there, That's like if you put mustard on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like that. I mean, I understand the purpose or maybe the way you like and stuff, but come on, man. That's just come on, man.
we give Carver crap. I think every race for that, man.
Yeah,
every race we point out the Dale Earnhardt skin. And that dude, you should have heard the team chat the first night. It was so funny. They were giving it to him. But we're gonna go ahead and run through this qualifying grid here. Sorry, Josh, we love you, buddy. Is Ed DeBauer, that 82 Bass Pro Shops, call for you dig 811 on that banner. He is going to be picking up that pole position here tonight. That is a black screen. It says it's an unknown camera for me.
And he blinked out there for a second, so maybe he went back to the
pits.
pits.
He might have went back to pits. Yeah, he might have not set his race setup. As Brian Chiu going to sit himself on that outside pole, that 18 Interstates battery Candyman. He's going to be lining up P2 in that Toyota Camry. As William Brown going to be lining up in that P3 spot with Bradley Wilson, who's won every race this season up to this point, going to be lined up in that P4 spot. AJ Green in that 48 Ally machine, he is going to be lining up P5 with Patrick Enter. In that 38 machine, lining up P6. Lance Hill going to be lining up P7 in that number 1 machine with James Morgan, who's not currently gridded up yet, lining up P8 in that number 43 Ford. Then it's going to be Charles Gurick in that P9 spot, that Fallout machine, with Logan Rhodes rounding out your top 10. Then it's going to be Jimmy Green, mean Jimmy Green right there, baby. That 23 machine, he's going to be lining up P11 with Robbie Bice sitting on his outside lane in that 28 machine, lining up P12. Then it's going to be Austin Rhodes in that 13th spot. Colin Foster sitting outside of him in that P14 position. Matthew Fitz, P15 with David Salter, P16. Daniel Hinder, P17 with Ryan Sword, P18. Then it's going to be Shane Weldon Sr., P18 with Stan Mayberry, P20. Chad Hitchcock going to be lining up in that 21st position with Nathan Nickel, lining up P22. Josh Carver, P23 with Josh Schwabe outside of him, lined up P24. So going through the rest of your field here, it's going to be Austin Gee in that 25th position. Adam McKinney, 26, with Michael Zuver in that 27th spot. Then it's going to be Daniel Ship in that 44 Jack Daniels machine, rounding out your field in that 28th position. So as we get rolling to the grid here, is that iRacing pace car going to pull them off the track, pull them out of the pit lane? Ed DeBauer, Brian Chiu going to bring these boys to green. Man, we got a good race here at Homestead. Open setups. Homestead, Miami, Next Gen Racing. This is going to be a fun show we got on our hands here tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be quite spicy. I mean, driving these cars, for the people that have never really raced these a lot, is like, it's a weird way to describe this, but they feel light, but you have grip, especially at a track like this with banking and the on and off throttle times. It's really weird, but the cool thing about these cars is that you got the 5-speed sequential, so it almost takes a whole lap before you're at the max gear.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we got a wreck. Josh Carver, 13 Adam McKinney, they wrecked coming off pit road. Did Carver screen blackout or something? I heard him talking, but I couldn't hear. If you want to go back up on board here with the leaders, that's obviously not going to bring the caution out as the pace car is off. We are green, 82, Ed Bauer. Brian Chiu going to get rolling here.
Outside got stacked up huge right there.
Woo. 3 wide already. Whoa, he's in the wall. They're wrecking turn 1, or lap 1, out of turn number 2, 18 around. Big wreck coming down the back straightaway.
Oh, yeah, Stan Mayberry having to slow it down there. That is a big wreck there on lap 1.
Yeah, that got real spicy real fast.
Yeah, that was lap 1, just full send into turn 1, baby. They went 3 wide, and they definitely paid for it. That was what you don't want to see coming out of turn number 2. I mean, we had some cars caught up in it, but we still got a lot of good race cars. It'll just a lot of guys that, you know, were looking for some good runs here tonight, definitely needing some good runs here tonight. Already caught up early. That 38 of Patrick Enter, one of those drivers. Big damage. Hate to see that for him. Bradley Wilson, he had a bad restart, said he couldn't get into second, so him dropping back there on the start, I was going to point him out. Got him caught up in it. As you see that 44 rolling in here, he's going to get it slowed up, so we're going to be under caution here for our first time tonight. Lap number 2. And man, oh man, do we already got some trouble for some of our field.
Yeah, I think that 27 there going through 1 and 2. He just had such a huge run, and that racer's mentality is you don't want to just lift and give it up. I mean, there's points where you're like, okay, this isn't a lot, but if he was able to clearly make that, he probably would have had a 3 car lengths lead coming out of turn 2, and just got a little close there. Probably a little side draft might have sucked him in there, and it just got them into each other, and then domino effect. So just the risk these guys are willing to take early. Pretty incredible stuff, especially how much willing these guys are trying to go for to win this race.
Yeah, as you see William Brown getting into the wall there, he's going to get into the 18. You see the number 1 of Lance Hill. He's going all the way to the bottom. I don't know what in the world this camera's doing. You see him going down into the bottom wall, but yeah, that's going to let Brian Chew go around. You see the 27 you were talking about, William Brown going around. See a little bit of net code there. It looks like it straightened out that front bumper, but oh, Patrick Ginter gets thrown up into the wall there, into the 43. You see a lot of cars just going around there, and the 28 of Robbie Bice, nowhere to go. Oh, it looks like he went through him.
Yeah, and we've already got frustration here early, man. I mean, woo! Driver chat was spicy just then. As we are going to be under caution here. Lap number 3 out of 120 here tonight, Homestead, Miami. I mean, these next-gen cars, we were expecting to see some big runs here. But early, I mean, we just saw a big run come out. That 27 machine of William Brown, like you said, Jeremiah, just restaurant's mentality, not lifting. I mean, he just went through turn number 1. I mean, they went 3 wide and then down the back straightaway. Brian Chew just got hooked coming off the wall. I mean, those guys were just, those guys were throwing it out there. I mean, you'd have thought that was lap 119, but that was lap 1. They just took the green, and unfortunately, those guys that were looking for a good night here, some of those guys that were fast.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys, probably after seeing that, are probably going to sit back a little, hopefully, here on this green flag run. And I think a lot of drivers want that green flag run because it is going to be a long race. There's no stages, so getting the car settled down, understand the adjustments you need to make, doing restart after restart, it's only going to teach you one thing, and that's how good you are on restarts. So I bet you a lot of these guys are really going to kind of sit back here, try to get a good run in, feel the car out, and plan for the adjustments as we still got plenty of racing to go.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how these guys take it after that, man. You know, you're going to see some drivers maybe taking it in stride. But, you know, a lot of people just forget about it, man. I mean, you see, race car drivers have a very, very awkward way of thinking. I mean, they can be sitting there under caution, stressing, so mad about what just happened, you know, worrying about it. And as soon as that green flag drops, it's like it all goes away and you're just back to digging, man. So we'll see if these some of these guys throw it behind them, just get back to rolling hard, or if you know, we're gonna see these guys, like you said, settle it out and just try to really get these race cars going here. We just lost a decent amount of race cars right there, about 6, 7, 8 race cars fully done for the night. So as I say that, maybe 5. So, but other than that, and we're gonna see some guys maybe take it easy here. We'll see if we get if we'll get that caution again, or if these guys are going to get a good little green flag run here. But Homestead, Miami, man, you just gotta let the car come to you before you really go out there and start running it like that. Just a little bit of over ambition on lap 1, and that's what happens.
Yeah, like you said, it's the ambition. You got to let the track come to you, and especially in these cars, you feel so much grip going into 1 and 2, and you don't want to give it up. But you also have the cost of maybe burning your tires up, and so these guys, especially going into 1. Some people may let off, kind of just take it easy, and some people just want to get up to speed and go because, like I said before, you got 5 gears. This isn't 4 gears. You'll barely be getting into 5th coming back to the front stretch, which is kind of hard to believe.
And here we go. As that 48 going to get off to a good start. AJ Green, Charles Garrett going to move himself up into that second place on that inside lane. We're back to green flag racing here. Lap number 6. At Homestead, Miami. It's going off into turn number 1. We don't have 3 wide like we did last time up there with the leaders, so looks like we'll settle it out. Get through turn 1. Looks like actually, never mind. He was coming out of pit road. Woo! Does it say that though? Is that just got loose enough? I'm not sure who that was. There's a moment that looks like that 44 damn ship. So back up here on board. Ed DeBauer now coming to that inside lane as he is going to work his way up here at lap number 6. As AJ Green going to get that bonus point for leading a lap. So we'll see that 82 go to the inside here. Is that 76 Charles Gurek already working that outside lane? We know Gurek, though, one of those guys really good at saving his equipment. He'll have tires when nobody else does. We'll see if Garrett plays that waiting game, and it looks like he's not. He's going to go to this inside lane here. Battle for the lead. Lap number 7, and it looks like Garrett's just going to drive on by. That 48 going to hang that outside lane. And here comes that 82 at Ed DeBauer. Fastest guy in practice, fastest guy on the track in qualifying. And right now, sitting in that 3rd place spot. We'll see if that Cabela's 82 machine able to work his way back up in the lead here. As you got Austin Rhodes bringing Colin Foster, and then his other teammate Matthew Fitz in tow, that 4th, 5th, and 6th position, all taken by those Sparkle Unicorn guys as they're going to roll it. So, excuse me, is that non in Sparkle Unicorn? I might be incorrect on that.
I'd have to go look it up real quick. I did have a sheet in front of me, and I used it by accident.
Yeah, that non's not. Excuse me.
Yes, we were talking about Charles Garrett. He's one of those drivers that we do know. He likes to sit back and wait for everybody to burn their equipment up, and then he just comes out of the middle of nowhere and he'll pass everybody. As you see him get out to the front, you might see him start running off and leaving everybody here, because he is one of those drivers that knows how to drive this track, knows how to drive any track he gets on, really. You know, AJ Green also, you know, a fill-in driver last season, got a permanent Cup Series seat this season. So AJ Green looking really good up here in that 2nd position. Look at that, Ed DeBauer, that 82, still riding that inside lane, trying his best to keep that 48 beside him.
Yeah, this inside lane's going to fall off here later in the run. I mean, you're going to see these guys really starting to work that outside lane once those tires start to fall off a little bit. But right now, it looks like that 82 is still committed. As you say that, though, the 88 of David Salter all over the inside of that 94 of Brian Sword. Still battling throughout the field here, battling that 10th position, 8th position on back. But up here with the leaders, I'll say that 82 battled like he was drag racing down that back straightaway. Yeah, he is too wide there with the 48.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of weird. It's like monkey see, monkey do. You'll see everyone go to the high side. Some people do the opposite. But then when the leader goes somewhere else, everyone follows. That's the fun thing about this track is it's like almost a 4-lane track. It's kind of weird to understand that, but like seeing this 82 right now, just holding it down there. I mean, it's working, but I don't know if the tires are really working right now. It's also that 9 car is doing the same thing, getting up here in that battle.
Yeah, you're gonna notice that they're gonna run that inside lane, and the Xfinity cars, the next gen cars do not like when their tires start getting worn out. So you're gonna see how long these guys are gonna keep it down there in the bottom. You know, like you said, you got the 82 Ed DeBauer running that inside lane, and then the 9 of Colin Foster also running that inside lane. So maybe they know something a little better. But look at that, the 82 slide jobbing. Whoa,
Here comes that 48 right back.
Whoa.
Big trouble from the back. As it looks like he's gonna save it. That 48 not gonna cross him back over. So go back up here, that 76. Charles Garrett hanging on the inside lane. Looks like Ed DeBauer now starting to find some pace on that inside lane, boys.
Yeah, as he made that move, that's the thing too, is like, you're not just going to drive around and equally match him out on the high side because of the banking. You basically get a little slowed down, so it gives that inside line a little bit of move, and you have to do that slide job. So you'll see right here, the leader, 76, he's just going to pull away because of that high line.
Oh, wrecking, 48 around.
the 28 of Robbie Weiss was in that.
Yeah, I want to say another card was collected as well. Not sure who it was, though.
Yeah, I did see AJ Green start going around. We'll go back and see if we can see what happened here. Maybe that 48 getting really loose off there. Oh, you see the 12 getting into it there. And then there's Robbie Weiss, nowhere to go.
Going through the corner, everything was looking good, and then he started to go down when he was running the high lane. I think the car just got upset, overcorrected, brought it up, did lock it up, but these cars, you're just going so fast, and especially when you're bunched up in a pack, you just don't see anything. Tough break for that 28. It was literally like the curtain just opened up, and right there is the 48.
Yeah, Robbie Weiss, one of the unfortunate drivers that every week we always looking for that 28 to be up in the front, but man, he always just gets caught up in the stuff. So unfortunate for that 28 of Robbie Weiss. Like you were saying, just, you know, that curtain opened up and there was nowhere for him to go in that situation.
Well, that also shows you the benefits and not the benefit, or not having, you know, or what's the word I'm looking for? The benefits and the downside to not having a live spotter either. We know that those boys all in there hanging out, Robbie, David, all them, you know, they're all racing together. So using the crew chief or the in-game spotter. So not a live spotter to tell you, hey, car on the outside lane, dude. Go down, go down. I mean,
I will
like
say
you said,
this.
that curtain open, and there they are.
I will say this. I do race with you know, we do race with them on Thursdays and Saturdays. So I do sit in the chat whenever you know, the guys are in there. Whenever somebody gets wrecked out, normally they'll you know, one guy will sit down and go through everybody's cars. So you know, they'll have a you know, they'll have a teammate go through and look at everybody's cars when there's damage, and you know, they'll help each other out and spot if they have to. David won't. Salter. You know, every time he gets wrecked out, he just leaves, and I'm like, hey, David, how's my truck? Oh, okay, David's gone.
But we're going to be under caution here after that 48 of AJ Green did get around on a single car wreck, as which turned into a multi-car wreck there on the back straightaway. 28 of Robbie Bite's going to be collected. I want to say it was either the 2 of Matthew Fitz. It was one of those rainbow unicorn cars, just not sure which one. They went by so fast, and all their cars are very, very similar, so it's just hard to, It was him. Yeah, it was definitely Matthew Fitz. He's coming out of pit road now.
Yeah, that 2 of Matthew Fitz getting collected on that little bit of a wreck. You know, you saw him just get kind of, you know, tapped on that front right fender. I would say kind of tapped. He kind of hit him, but you know, I guess I would take that little bit of damage over having a you know, a completely destroyed car.
It's kind of weird to look at that. The 82 out of that first lap incident is the only person really, other than Jimmy Green in that 23, that's been up in the front this whole time. I mean, the 12, the 9, and the 88 and the 98 have all moved up almost plus 10 spots. And so, especially when they see a moment again like that, I bet you these guys are really going to have to sit back. And that run we had there was good, just unfortunate. I mean, the 48, he just, when you're coming off the corner that fast, you're trying to get the grip and get the run, and he just barely moved down half a lane, and it just upsets the cars. That's why I said these cars, you have grip, but they feel very light, so when you do something like that, it could change a lot, and not even pointing out the fact that you're also in air. If you're clean out in air, you could move around a lot, but with these cars, the drag, it's quite significant when you start making those moves, changing lanes out of the corner.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. How much of it was, you know, the car upsetting itself compared to how much of it was air getting sucked off the rear spoiler? I mean, there's so many different, you know, variables that can go into that situation and just, you know, it just make it what happened. I mean, the car getting loose and moving down too fast, making a sudden movement. I mean, car getting the air sucked off of it. There's so many different things that can happen. It was just one of those spins that, you know, you kind of just see here at Homestead. 1 second you're digging, the next second you're going around and you're thinking, oh man, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Another thing about these cars coming to the restart is the launch. Like, these cars, they put the power down. That is something that I've noticed with these. And these restarts could be huge, especially for that 82. He is on the outside, and if he stays there, he'll get the run through the corner. But is he going to be able to stick up with the leader of the 76?
Yeah, Charles Gurrick, he's one of those drivers that's really, really good at saving his equipment. So we'll see how that 76 handles this. But it looks like that 82 at Ed DeBauer, he got a really bad jump there. So that's going to open up the door there for Austin Rhodes to move up into that second place position. That
12 machine going to be up here for his first time tonight, as he was going to be able to. Now he's not. They're going to be anyway. This is going to be a little bit of drag race. But he's got that 9 that was on his back bumper. He's going to go up to that outside lane behind that Cabela's machine, that 82 Ed DeBauer. We'll see that 12 Austin Rhodes here on this inside lane as they are too wide up in that middle lane. That 98 of Shane Weldon Sr., though, getting a big run here as he is going to come down to that bottom lane with that back bumper of the 12 of Austin Rhodes, as it looks like the 88 of David Salter now moving his way up to the field. He's currently sitting P5 up 11 spots from where he started.
There goes the 82, but don't look now. It's almost 4 wide in the back, 3 wide out of 2.
See a battle for the lead here in DeBauer on that inside lane, though, down the back straightaway. As we'll see if he's able to clear him. He's clear. He's going to slide up the track. Let's see if that 76 tries to get a crossover into 1 here. He's got the run coming off the corner.
Wrecking in the back.
Oh, yeah, big wreck in the back.
Big wreck.
51-44 around. We'll see if this does bring out the caution.
think they're good. I think they kept it straight. Whew.
Looks like the green flag's going to stay out. As it looks like Bradley Wilson, Nathan Nickel were in that.
Yeah, so Bradley Wilson's win streak is starting to look very, very in danger tonight. That 51 won every race of the season so far. Was saying he wanted to go out and try to get a clean streak, win every race, but it looks like this week at Homestead that might be coming to an end as the 51 caught up in another wreck here tonight.
Yeah, it also looks like the 22 and Chad Hitchcock coming down pit lane, so maybe he is having a little bit of issues there. Involved in that, called it off camera.
Starting to stretch it out here. I'm wondering if maybe he's not too worried about the tires thing and maybe another caution's going to come out, but that's 76. I can tell he's kind of just riding around right now. He is battling with that 9 right now as he gets a huge run, and that 23 sneaking up behind them too, but that 82, he is just on a mission right now.
Yeah, that 23 of Jimmy Green and that 811 Dig car doing a really good job moving himself up through the field. Currently sitting positions up. Jimmy Green starting to creep up into the pictures. You see Colin Foster going out to that inside lane. And David Salter's going to be in tow behind that number 9. So we'll see how this inside lane starts reacting. We do know that 76 Charles Gurrick, he does like to save his equipment, like I said earlier. So, you know, he's going to start falling back here because he's going to start saving. But just watching about 10, 12 laps, if we stay green, he'll start catching back up.
Yeah, well, that 9, as much as they're battling right now, he's going to have to use that equipment. I mean, they're battling pretty hard. And that 76, it doesn't seem like he's given that position lightly. The 88 going to go to the hot lane. Big loose for David Salter. He's going to gather it up down the back straightaway. That was a moment right there. Almost the same thing that happened to A.J. Green. Looked like he was trying to change lanes in the middle of the corner. All that air got sucked off that nose. That 88 just went to for a rod down the back straightaway.
See him just move up the top of the track, get really loose there. So 88 just maybe had a little bit of an air issue going on.
Yeah, especially in these cars and how bunched up. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but sitting behind something like that, you have to change your throttle position of how much you're in and out of it. You also, if you even move down half a lane and get back on the throttle, it can change a lot, especially for like this 9. When he moved down, he probably got a little loose and had to get out of it a bit, and it's just so sensitive with the air at this track like this with the banking and how close up to the wall you get.
Yeah, it looks like Ed DeBauer though, he has found something. Did you see that 9 and the 76 still battling it out back there? That 82, he is definitely loving this air that he's got in front of him. You know, he's got that clean air, so he's able to pull away and just kind of run his own game. Charles Gurrick's not letting that 9, Colin Forster, get by him. So it's still a battle for that second place position.
Oh, he's clearing. No, yeah. He's not. No. No.
Looks like it's going to be a drag race. He's got that 23 of Jimmy Green pushing him from behind. So that 9, he can't get him on the straightaways, but it looks like in the corners he's starting to get him a little bit.
He's clear now. He might slide up. Clear. Oh, here comes 76 back on the inside. Man, crossover. They are racing hard here at 26. That second spot.
Yeah, crossovers can get deadly sometimes because you might try to get as much close as you can to try pulling that draft and pull him back a little bit. But that 76 made the move smoothly, kept the run, didn't even lift, and just got right back out in front of that 9. And I think that 9 might sit back a little, wait for the mistake, or try making the run down on the inside, as he's doing right now, trying to use the outside line like the 76 is, but still try to get underneath him.
Yeah, the 9's there on the inside again, man. He's coming back for that run. A lot more out of head going into turn number 2 than he has been, so he should be able to clear that 76 this time. He will. 76 not going to be able to do that crossover. Maybe he will just clear that 23 Jimmy Green, but that's going to be a big run now coming back from the 76. Charles Gurrick, man, you pass him, it seems like he's just going to try to pass you right back tonight.
Yeah, let's see what that 76, that 23 decides to do here. Let's see who he decides to go with. We do know that him and Charles Gurrick will run together. So let's see if that 23 is going to start working with that 76. It looks like he's not.
But look at this pack it's brought up this battle, and then that Ed DeBauer machine's gotten 3-second gap now almost on these guys. I mean, so that battling these two are doing, that's brought a pack with them. So now we're gonna have even a bigger race here for this second place spot. And Colin Forster helped out in. Whoa! As it looks like that 23 and 76 gonna make some contact.
Whoa,
Jimmy Green.
Yeah, maybe, maybe something happened there. Didn't really seem like that in the ticker here.
Woo! 76 sending it in.
Yeah, 76. I think he might try to repay the favor. The 23 went into the corner and just, I think he was trying to maybe eke him out in front, and then he started getting tight and slid up and got him a little bit into his door, and I think that 76 might want to repay the favor. He might go for a big slide job right here if he can get it.
Dan Mayberry rolling his way up to the field as well as we see that battle between the 76 and the 23. Oh! 76 going to get loose. They're going to make a little bit of contact. He's going to go down the track. Charles, you're going to have to regain his composure. Didn't lose too much track position, but that's definitely a pucker factor there for the 76.
Yeah, like you said, gonna have to just settle down and recompose himself here. That 76 is starting to fall off just a little bit, but look at the 99 of Stan Mayberry moving his way up into that 4th place position around that 23 of Jimmy Green. So, man, Stan Mayberry looking good here tonight. Caution is out on the track. It looks like William Brown went around. We'll go back and see what actually happened there. See the 27 going on the inside. Yeah, it looks like the same thing that happened there. That was the 8, I want to say, Logan Rhodes. Yeah, Scrappy just got slapped.
Yeah, I think the same thing with him that happened with the 48 is he had the lane and then he started moving up and he tried going back down and then the rear end just swung out. It's a little tricky in these cars, especially. You think, oh, okay, it's just half a lane. I'm going to move down a little bit, and then you just feel the rear end come out, and it's hard to save these things with the amount of speed you got.
All right, and since we're under caution here at lap 32 of 120, we're going to go ahead and go to an 811 dig commercial. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC 811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
As we are back from that 811 dig commercial break, gotta say a big shout out to those guys. So thankful that they have came on board this season. If you haven't checked it out, they've actually got Robbie Bice in a podcast. You got to go to their website, man. You got to check out that. And they got Stoney Benfield and Bradley Wilson as well too. So got a couple of the guys from the Full Throttle League on the podcast, on the NC 811 Dig podcast. So you need to go check it out. It's a good little podcast, and you need to check them out. So also going to say a big shout out to the Cooks Lawn Care. Big shout out to those guys, one of our partners here in the league, and Major Setups. Big shout out to them as well. Coming on board here with the Full Throttle guys as we got the field stacking back up here, getting ready to go to the green flag as the field is going to get waved around. We're going to get our pace lights off. We're going to see these boys get too wide. We're going to get back to racing here at Homestead.
A lot of decisions to be made. I mean, everyone just came back down on pit roads. We got fresh tires. A lot of people been kind of antsy. Some people have been sitting back, but I think the biggest thing that I noticed was the 98 jumped himself all the way up to second, but with that 82 speed, I wonder if he's going to just keep that same mentality of thinking there's going to be cautions coming out, because it did play in his hand as he's now out in front. And so I think maybe he's probably going to keep the same approach. I mean, in my situation, I probably would too. I mean, if I know I'm fast, I want to be out in front, clean air, not have to worry about anything. So I just want to see what that 98 does to try and maybe slow him down here on this restart.
Yeah, we'll see how well this 82 bounces back again. We know Ed Bauer been, like you said, the guy to beat here tonight. As 98 Shane Weldon Sr., he's got himself up from that 19th spot. Green flag's out. It looks like he's going to get a little bit of a wobble on that outside lane. They're going to get checked up here. David Salter is going to get to that inside lane as he's got Jimmy Green in tow. It's going to be a battle for this second place position here as they're 2x2 for about that second row on back.
3 wide back there.
Whoa, big move. 76 just made a big move coming out of turn number 2. He is on a mission right now. Whoa, Rick! Backstretch, Josh Abbey. They're still wrecking.
Oh, the 51 of Bradley Wilson around. It doesn't look like Bradley Wilson. We did see that, the 5 of Josh Abbey get around as well, so let's see. Josh Abbey. Oh, and that caused, and he collected the 3 of Josh Carver as well, and I want to say the 12 was, got caught up in that as well. No, not the 12, excuse me. Was the 2 of Matthew Fitz.
It's unfortunate, man. Matthew Fitz just keeps getting caught up in the stuff tonight.
Underboard, you see Josh Abbey getting down into the bottom lane there, coming back up. Was trying to check up, but the 51 just got loose, got into the 3, and then 51 had nowhere to go. Gets into the 3. Then you see the 2 getting into that as well. So a lot of unfortunate events happening here tonight.
Yeah, we know it's still a new package, still a new car. I mean, these guys definitely having to get used to it week in and week out. It seemed like over the past couple of weeks, they've been coming to more grips with it, but tonight, just one of those nights here at Homestead that seems like these runs getting the best of them as we got a lot of guys down pit road this time. But Shane Weldon Sr. actually going to come down pit road again, and he's going to take, I'm not sure what maybe he was taking, but Shane Weldon Sr. did come down back road, or down pit road, excuse me. Heard him talking about the back straightaway on race control, so I just completely confused my brain. But yeah, it looks like Bradley Wilson, Nathan Nagel, Josh Carver, Josh Abbey, Daniel Ship, Matthew Fitz, and William Brown, been down pit road for 7 minutes. But all those drivers are going to be down pit road for a minute plus, so we are seeing a lot of damage repair here tonight. A lot of drivers down pit road here at lap 38 as we still got a good bit of racing to go. We've got a lot of cars out here early. This feels like it's going to be a good old 1970s finish. 12 cars on the lead lap.
Well, we always say this is a battle for attrition when it comes to these races, and right now you're seeing it. It is a battle for attrition, just trying to stay alive and survive. And be the last person on the field, or last person on the track when the checker flag comes out, or first person, excuse me.
Chris, you're used to being the last person grabbing the checkered flag, so
Yeah.
I know
I
that's
guess
probably why
why.
you said that. It's
I guess
okay.
that's why I said it.
We get what you're trying to say, but you know. As we've got a good bit of drivers still out on the track. 15 drivers out on track currently. 15 still on the lead lap. So we've got a good bit of drivers. We've got Josh Abbey, Matthew Fitz, William Brown down pit road for an extensive period of time. Still Logan Rhodes, Ari Vice, Chad Hitchcock, all on pit road as well. But it looks like we've still got some drivers maybe still out there. Nope, looks like we've got a lot of drivers in. That have parked it, taken it to the hauler. Excuse me on that, as I just now looked at my live timing or my actual in-game feed and saw we have a couple of drivers disconnected. So, yep, we do have a lot of guys taking it to the hauler here tonight, but the pace lights are going to be off, and these guys are ready to haul the mill. We'll see if that 82 Ed DeBauer gets off of this restart. That outside lane has been the lane that you lose positions in. We'll see if that 88 David Salter is able to do something about that this time by. But I'm expecting to see that Nada Colin Foster big run on the inside here. He's going to be taken to that 82. I'm expecting before we get into turn number 3.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too is, will that outside line actually be able to get up and go? I mean, like we said earlier, it's the power, and especially with that leader being able to get the jump. But if that outside line can maybe contest going into 1, it could give a lot of troubles to the 82 of making him have to force to go to the inside or close up to the outside. But I think that outside line stacking it up, it kind of causes issues with a lot of guys back there. So I bet you the people starting on the inside probably got a good smile on their face coming to the screen.
Oh, yeah. So we've had a couple of restarts here to get these guys settled back in. We'll see if they are fully settled in now. I'm feeling this is going to be the run we get. This has got to be around that time of the race where we get that good long green flag run. I mean, these guys really settling in as we go back to the green here. But it looks like that inside lane and that outside lane both got to a decent restart, but that 82 all around got off to an excellent restart. That 9 is contesting that 88 here on the inside lane. We'll see if he's able to clear that 88. Looks like he is not clear at the moment. That 88 to David Salter, he is going to clear himself, actually. As here comes that 9. We'll see. Like I said, he's going to be battling to him before we even get into 3. And as we get into 3, here comes that 9. 82 pinching him down low. Ed DeBauer going to ride up the track just a little bit. He's getting tight. Big into the wall. Ed DeBauer around.
No.
88, 76. Here comes a big wreck. This is all. That's our field. That's half our field right there.
Big wreck.
That's our
big wreck.
That is the entire field.
Field right there.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a lot of cars
I'm
going
speechless.
around. Yeah,
I'm speechless.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. So we're going to go back on board here. We're going to watch it from Ed DeBauer's point of view.
And then after that, you're going to need to watch that 94's point of view. You're going to have to check that out. Wow.
All right, we'll go back to that. As you see the 82 getting into the wall here, Ed DeBauer. That 88 having nowhere to go, trying to get around him, but then the 76 also just have nowhere to go. 88's going to pinch down into the 76. You're going to see the 12 get collected in that. Oh, Jimmy Green in it. Stan Mayberry in it.
Yeah, the 94 had just the wide open space. He parted the Red Sea. Shane Weldon Sr. as well. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I do want to say that the 94 of Ryan Sword, I did not get his name. I want to say it's on Twitch, though. He is streaming his in-car view on Twitch. So if you want to see from that 94's point of view, he does have it on. I want to say, I don't have the name. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. But he is streaming it, so you just have to go to Twitch, I think, and try to find it. Yeah, just
find it. Just you guys are going to have to use your detective skills.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but we're going to go on board with that 94. We got to see from his point of view that wreck, man. Oh my goodness, I'm just absolutely speechless. That's just that has put a big wrench in a lot of people's night.
That was what you would call a parting there. Ryan Sword was able to just drive right through that. So Colin Foster looks like he was able to make it through there as well. So Shane Weldon Sr., Ryan Sword, Colin Forrester, looks like your only 3 drivers without any damage on their cars right now.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. One little tiny mistake can lead to all this. That's just the speed of these cars and how this track is with the banking. I mean, 82 just got tight, went up in the wall, got clipped, and then after that, it was just a downhill slide.
That's our field right there, man. Oh my goodness. This is insane. That's like one of the biggest wrecks I've seen. Oh my goodness.
Riding on board here with David Salter, you see he just had nowhere to go, and then all of a sudden it's just cars all over the place. Right on board here, also with that 99 of Stan Mayberry. He was also in the mix of all of it. See it happening up in front of him. Ugh. And that's how fast it can happen. Yeah, you see the 76 of Charles Gurrick just climbing everybody.
Oh man. You just kind of expect them to check up there. I mean, you see a car going in front of you around like that. I mean, that's checkup factor right there. But a lot of people just stayed in it, man. They paid for it. It's just you hate to see it, but it's just unfortunate, man. That's just what happens when you race like that. I mean, you just get caught up in stuff, but it just happens. I mean, I guess I really don't know what to say, man. Like I said, I'm very speechless right there. That is something that I have never seen. These guys usually not really that wild, that sporadic out on the racetrack, but tonight it seems like they have just been going at it. Everybody's neck and neck. Bradley Wilson back up in it after his 400 spins here early. That 51, not as much damage as you would expect on that machine. He's still on the lead lap. And at this point, man, this could be anybody's race, I feel like.
Yeah, let's see how this handles. Is the 9 of Colin Forster is going to get off to a good jump there. See if Ryan Sword in that 94 has anything for him. Let's see. You see the 51 of Bradley Wilson diving down behind the 98 of Shane Weldon Sr. there. Look at that. The 83 of Austin Key. Moving his way up through the field. Somebody we haven't had a lot of airtime these past couple of days. Austin Key. He's is moving his way up through the field. Up 21 positions right now. Everybody's up a lot of positions. As we say that, it looks like Bradley Wilson coming down pit lane.
Yeah, it looked like that car wasn't holding good pace. He did pull down pit road. It looked like he was dropping back after the restart. So, fortunate for Bradley Wilson, he might be either taking some more damage repair or we'll see what that 51 does do. We'll let you know. As we go back up here on board, though, Shane Weldon Sr. in that 3rd place. He's battling Ryan Sword right now. Did you see that 83 of Austin G on his way to that inside lane? He's trying to get past up into that 3rd position as you go up on board here. That's
I think a lot of these guys too are thinking right now, less cars, more laps. I mean, green flag. We haven't had a full green flag pit stop neither. These guys, they probably want to still adjust their cars, and like you said earlier in the broadcast of how this track can change. I bet you some of these guys are pretty happy that there's now less cars and kind of get more clean air, not all bunched up and freaking out every corner. So I think, especially for that 9 right now, as he's starting to pull away, I bet you he's loving every second of this.
Yeah, you see Shane Weldon Sr. taking that inside lane on that 94 of Ryan Sword. So it looks like that 98 is going to sit here and battle for the 2nd place position. But right behind them, Josh Carver, currently the first person off of the lead lap. So that 3 of Josh Carver is not going to be battling for position. As you see that 51 of Bradley Wilson coming out of pit lane right now. Like you were saying, Colin Foster, he loves what he's seeing behind him. They're battling. He's able to get out in front of them and just pull away.
I mean, and you know, the only guy that he was really contesting with tonight was Ed DeBauer, and Ed DeBauer was the reason that last caution came out once it got loose. You know, everybody else just got stacked up behind him. Everybody just made big contact. So other than that, that 9 of Colin Forster pretty much sitting pretty, man. I mean, all the guys behind him right now are, you know, worked their way through the field like he did. That 9 of Colin Forster has shown some speed tonight. And I'd be surprised if anybody right now has got the run here or got the car here in this early run like he does. And I'm more interested now to see over the late run, if we do get that green flag run, how well that 9 machine's going to handle if that Chevy Camaro keeps that grip and that drive, or if he's going to fall off a little bit.
Yeah, I see him posting in the Discord right now. I posted a no gif because of that wreck, and then he posted a yes gif. So that 9 of Colin Forster texting while he's driving.
I have about 60 laps to go. No, excuse me, 70 laps, correct?
Yeah, 70 laps to go. Looks like Josh Carver is on a tear right now, moving up through the field.
Yeah, he's going to try to get his lap back the old school way, but he's currently sitting just about a couple car lengths back. You see him right there on the exit of 2 as you see that one, your leader just passing the camera. So Josh Carver can definitely get himself up there and get back on the lead lap, but it'd be very hard to get himself back around the track, get caught back up, but he definitely needs to get back on the lead lap or a caution to come out so he can be that lucky dog. But with as many cars as we got rolling up here battling for the lead, a lot of cars just spread out through the track. We still got almost our whole field out on the racetrack besides the guys who have, you know, sent it to the hauler. We got a decent amount of cars still out there. There's a lot of beat-up race cars, and only a couple guys still on the lead lap racing for that finish right now.
Yeah, so Colin Forster doing a really good job. He's got a second on him between him and Shane Weldon Sr., so looking like he's doing a really good job at keeping up in that first position. But Shane Weldon Sr. not letting him get too far ahead of him. See that 3 of Josh Carver riding that top lane, trying to get as much momentum as he can. Also behind him is that 94 Ryan Sword. He is currently sitting in 3rd place. Like we said, Josh Carver still a lap down, so not on the lead lap, not battling for position. But behind him is Austin G sitting in that 4th place position. So up 21 spots, that Austin G doing a really good job being able to avoid everything and still be able to, as we say that, getting a little loose there on that bottom. And then behind him is that Ford Nathan Nickel, currently sitting in 5th place position, up 17 positions as well. Jimmy Green sitting in that 6th position, missing a front bumper, maybe not missing a front bumper on his. I know sometimes we can have a little bit of a graphic error and it'll like they'll be missing parts, but on their screen they're not. So maybe he's missing them, maybe he's not. But behind him is that 88 of David Salter. Saw him get into that little bit of a wreck coming out of turn 4.
A little bit of a wreck.
Yeah, a little bit of a wreck. Currently sitting in that 7th position, but still able to be out on the track still. So that is good to see. And you know, as we said, Josh Carver not on the lead lap, but he is currently sitting in 8th. So trying to battle back, and then behind him is Bradley Wilson. So Bradley Wilson still in the fight, but he's currently in 9th position. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be James Morgan in that 43. But it looks like he got up against the wall there just a little bit.
Yeah, I bet you these guys right now are probably going to start experimenting, especially knowing that there's going to be a long ways to go and there's just this little pack up here in the front. I think a lot of these guys, too, is with all these restarts and stuff and the only one good run we had, I mean, they probably only know the car about 70% of what it's capable of and how much speed they have. So having this run can come crucial as we get into the later stages of this race.
Yeah, and one of the things that I also want to point out is, you know, yeah, you can sit and practice and, you know, drive by yourself the whole time, you know, for weeks and weeks and, you know, practice the track. But as soon as you come out here and you get in one of these packs, it's a completely different package. And, you know, it's kind of crazy whenever you start getting around everybody and you realize, oh, I'm getting loose here when I was practicing by myself. I wasn't getting loose here. You know, so a lot of these guys having to figure out, you know, just how just how the package works and how the drafting and everything works, and you know that's something they also have to figure out.
Yeah, not only are they having to battle the car, they're having to battle the track, changing over time. I mean, readjusting constantly every lap. It just does something different. So these guys definitely settling in every lap. I mean, you have to basically just resettle in. I mean, you know, you run 5 laps one way, you run 5 laps the next way, you run 15, completely different altogether. So it's just how it goes here. And you know, you've seen the track changing, the way the cars are changing. It's affected a lot of guys tonight. We've had a lot of big accidents, but we're still rolling. Coming up to lap 60, Colin Foster still rolling. So hitting that halfway point this time, 60 to go. We'll see. We'll see how Colin Forster deals with it, as we're going to be getting our way going here at that halfway point this time, bud.
Yeah, Shane Weldon Sr., he's about a second back from that first place position, so that 98's not letting the 9 get away from him, but right behind him, Ryan Sword, he's starting to fall back just a little bit. I noticed that Josh Garber's starting to pull a little bit of a gap between him and that 94, so maybe that 94 is having a little bit of issues with his car, starting to fall back just a little bit. As I say that, he's starting to gain on Shane Weldon, and he's starting to fall back again, so looks like Colin Forster, though, he has got it figured out, and like you said, Josh, he's just cruising up here. He's just having a blast.
Yeah, that 9 loving this clean air right now. He's just kind of digging, man. Just hanging out. I mean, this is what he's wanted all night. With that Ed DeBauer machine getting taken out earlier, I mean, this is just, this is all the 9 wanted. Just a Sunday drive right here. As he's just cruising here on a beautiful Sunday night at Homestead, Miami. He's wanting to pick up that first win of the season. As coming to lap number 62 here. Get those volumes turned up, get that full screen going. As we're going to get a full throttle, loud pedal. We're going to get these sights and sounds from the beautiful virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. And we are back here from that loud pedal. Hope you enjoyed those beautiful sights and sounds here as we're getting rolling still. Lap 67. Still only 7 cars on that lead lap. We should start seeing some green flag pit stops here eventually from these leaders. But right now, they've just been pretty stagnant, just hanging out. And after that big wreck, it seems like we've just kind of had some hanging out. And these guys just that are on the lead lap, just chilling and rolling strong here. So looks like we're going to get a good green flag run here to the finish, hopefully. But we'll see. As like Chris was pointing out under that loud pedal, starting to get a lot of cars mixed back in on the racetrack. So definitely going to be interesting to see how the leaders have to manage through the lap traffic. A lot of guys with damaged race cars, catch them at the wrong time. It could be unfortunate. So we'll see what happens here. But rolling at lap number 69. David Salter, you're out on board with him. Sitting in that 7th spot.
Yes.
A lot of these guys I've been watching too. Sorry to cut you off there. Is that it's kind of weird. So you're out by yourself. You have a pretty significant gap. I've been seeing a lot of guys experimenting. So I was watching the 98. He was sitting and riding the inside, and he was going back up to the top, and then he's starting to apex the corners. So these guys are really experimenting. I think a lot of them too are maybe expecting at least one more caution to maybe get themselves prepared for the end of the race. So I kind of been interested watching these guys during this run here, as seeing what they're doing.
Yes, like you were saying, you know, it's weird to see, you know, it's going to be weird to see how these drivers handle, you know, the lap traffic. It's going to, you know, you're going to see how, you know, these guys handle it because, you know, their tires are going to be a little more worn than everybody else's that are out on track now. So it's going to be weird to see how they handle all of this. But, you know, going back to like what we were saying during the loud pedal, you know, there's a lot of cars coming back out on track. So, you know, a lot of the drivers that you know, took some damage. As you see Stan Mayberry going by, one of those drivers that I heard somebody was joking around in chat saying that it looks like he's driving faster without a front bumper. So Stan Mayberry pulled around that 9 and just kept going, and he's gone now. So a lot of drivers are still out here. I saw Robbie Bice come back out on track, so good to see that 28 come back out on track, as well as Stan Mayberry. Looks like Ed DeBauer has called it a night. Charles Gurrick's called it a night. I want to say AJ Green, William Brown, Logan Rhodes, Daniel Hendry, Lance Hill, Adam McKinney, and Patrick Ginther all calling it a night. So still got a couple of cars out on track that have been wrecked. You see we're riding on board here with Chad Hitchcock in that 14th position. One of those drivers that got mixed up and everything. Still out here on that pedal getting everything done. The 18 of Brian Chew also getting everything done. Still, you know, missing that hood, missing I think his back bumper, still out here digging. It's always good to see these guys get back out on the track and keep making laps. As you see Josh Abbey, also one of those drivers that got loose coming down the backstretch, got into that wall. Good to see Josh Abbey still hanging out on the track. But Colin Forster, look, he's got almost a 3-second gap on that 2nd place position. So right now, Colin Forster, all he has to do is just keep driving, and he's got this.
Yeah, pretty much all that number 9 Suffocate machine's got to do is just keep it clean, keep it mean, and keep it rolling, man. Just keep that car off the wall. Don't get over ambitious. I mean, you've got an almost 3-second gap on Shane Weldon Sr. behind you. I mean, you know you had the speed to run with the leader all early race, so you know this 9 machine's fast. He's got good speed. It's just now it's just gonna be keep your head down. Don't worry about what's behind you, and just keep digging. I mean, if you
Yeah, as you were saying that, the 98 of Shane Weldon Sr. got a little loose coming out of turn 2. So maybe tire wear is starting to come in, as I want to say it's been almost 50 laps since that 98 came down pit lane. So it's been well over 50 laps. It's been 40 laps. Almost 40 laps. Been 43 for that 9. And then coming up at lap 77, it'll be 40 laps for that 98. So see how they're going to attack this green flag stops here in a minute, because we do know they're going to be coming down pit lane sooner or later. So that should mix up everything.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting too, as you can execute these pit stops. I mean, the banking here, it can get a little hairy, especially if you're trying to push the limits. I mean, I think these guys will understand there's a good distance between each other, and they're able to kind of take their time in here. But also, you also got to think too, when you pit, you got to make sure this is the last time you pit. You don't want to have to burn yourself up and lose time. So I think a lot of these guys, they might just play the game of chicken or monkey see, monkey do and wait for someone else to pit. It's actually the 94 just went down on pit road.
Yeah, 94 Ryan Sword did come down on pit road. First guy to come down under green flag conditions tonight. So we'll see if Colin Foster and company decide to come down here soon. If that's going to set the looks like he is still holding pace off of turn 4. So yeah, turn 2. I definitely had the track backwards. See if Colin Forster and them do decide to come down pit road here soon.
Yeah, Josh, it's gonna be interesting to see. Like I was saying, it's just really gonna shake it up because we did see the 94 come down pit lane. So it's always one of those things. We always say you get bit by the pit stop bug. Once you see one person go down, then everybody starts going down. But it doesn't look like that 9 or that 98 is affected by that. So that's gonna let Austin G move up into that 3rd place position. And Nathan Nichols currently sitting in the 4th. So they're still in this game. But Nathan Nichols right now 20 seconds behind that 9 of Colin Forster. So he's got to make up some time if he wants to get up here and attack these guys in the front.
Yeah, that 9 too. It's kind of weird to think about this, but the 9, he's been on the oldest tires. He pitted on 33. The 98 pitted on 38, and then everyone else on 44 and then 41 for the 3 car. So that 9, he's been able to keep the tires well under him, and he's been able to stay out there. And so I wonder if he'll be maybe the first one or just swing it around and just really stretch these tires out.
Well, see, I will say something, though. Last night in the Xfinity race, I did hear in the driver chat that a lot of drivers were laughing over the chat going, oh my gosh, I got a meatball. My tires are at 8% because I went into pits last night. And I'm sitting there driving. I'm like, oh, hey, the tires are fine. I'm still digging. And then I go into the pits and I got 8% on my right front. And I'm like, whoa, what in the world? So it's one of those things where, yeah, maybe that 9, I know that 9's not going to run his tires down that much, but, hey, it's one of those things where you can still have a lot of grip and still feel good. And then all of a sudden the tires just blow out on you.
And we'll see as that 9 starting to get up to that lap traffic, how well he's going to manage it. As Colin Forster still not coming down pit road. As Shane Weldon Sr., Austin Gee, Nathan Nichols, David Salter, Jimmy Green, all have not come down pit road, but Ryan Sword did come in on lap number 75. So that 7th place position, currently sitting a lap down. He is your first one that did come down pit road. We'll see where that's going to net him out. And definitely with these guys starting to overcut him a little bit more and more each lap. Be interesting to see how well he's able to manage once these guys do go down pit road. They're definitely going to have a lot fresher tires than he is. So either he shot himself in the foot here or that 94 just on a scheduled pit stop. You never know with these drivers.
Well, I want to say, Jeremiah pointed out earlier, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, go into the pits, and then have to pit again. So I think what the 9 is doing, we've only got 38 laps to go. So you're wondering, this 9 has actually been out on the track right now for as long a tires as he needs to finish this race. So maybe he's just trying to play it out and see when Shane Weldon Sr. goes down pit lane. Because maybe he's just trying to time it off of that 2nd place position because he knows that he can get out there and run these tires to the end.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting too. Like when I noticed, I was like, wow, lap 33, and he's out there with a 5-second lead. He actually pulled away by a second these last couple laps too. But another thing to point out too is I bet you that 9. I mean, everyone's probably been thinking this. You never know. Another caution come out. Like you get those fresh tires and you come out. You're like, wow, all right, I got fresh tires. I can push, maybe cut some time off, and then that's where things can start going downhill. You can have someone spin out, get loose because the tires are cool. And so there's a lot of factors. I mean, people just think pit stops, yeah, you get fresh tires, go back out and do what you were doing, but you're running faster, the car feels different. You just got done sitting for like 30 laps just pacing yourself to save tires, and now you're in a predicament of, okay, do I want to push? Do I want to save? There's not a lot of laps left, so I bet you that 98 is kind of starting to think here, but I think he's don't want to really wait too much longer because if that 9 does do the undercut, it might shoot the 98 himself in the foot.
Yeah, and also want to point out the 94 is starting to catch everybody. So as you see, the tire difference between that 94 and that 98 as he went past him, and now you see Colin Forster going into turn 1. Shane Weldon Sr. sitting on start finish line. But like we were saying, Ryan Sword, he is starting to catch that leader. So you know, you got to start thinking, if you're the leader, okay, now I'm losing too much time. Do you need to come down pit lane now? Because if you stay out there on too old of tires, you know, you could really shoot yourself in the foot, because that guy that's, you know, come down and went in pit lane already, you know, he can catch you and pass you, and then by the time you go down pit lane, you know, you can't catch back up. So it's one of those things where it's a chess game, really, a strategy game. As you see, that 94 is catching that 9.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've learned over my racing too is, but sometimes it varies. I mean, when I know that pit stops are coming up soon, I'll start kind of pushing the issue, because it's like they show in the on Sundays and Saturdays in real life, is like there's a delta of the lap you were on when you entered pit and the lap you came out. 2 seconds of just maybe you getting out faster, the pit stall getting in quicker, it can change a lot, because let's say 98 has a 2 second faster pit stop than him, but he was 4 seconds faster on his out lap. That's 6 seconds right there, and that would catch him all the way back up. So you got to hit your marks, and you got to do it perfectly. I mean, there's a rough limit of being perfect and doing it smart. As I think that 9 might be coming down pit road here soon.
Yeah, as you see the 28 of Robbie Bice getting out of the way. Wonder how long the 9 is going to decide, like you said, to come down pit lane. Looks like he's not going to do it this time. Like I said, maybe he's just waiting on that 98, trying to pace it off of whenever that 98 of Shane Weldon Sr. goes down pit lane. So see how it goes here. I would say that by lap 90, that was when I would personally think that everybody would start coming down. But you know, hey, you never know. They're in the seat. They're the ones driving, so you know they know what they're doing. It looks like Ryan Sword's only got a 3-second gap now to that 9 of Colin Foster, so it is starting to shrink a lot.
Yeah, and I don't know if this 9 wants to look now, but they're kind of starting to stack up right in front of him with those 3 lap down cars. So we'll see what this 9 does here, trying to get around them and as efficiently, as fast as possible, but also not to cause any trouble. As these guys are trying to run around and get the best they can, but they also got to remember that that's the leader right there that just caught him.
Yeah, as you're going to see Colin Foster go to the inside of that 23 of Jimmy Green. Currently at the moment, Jimmy Green running with no rear deck lid, no front bumper. That car's still somehow holding that pace out there to the point where he's able to still stick with the 9 at the moment. But that 9 machine getting up to this lap traffic, it's definitely going to be fun. As you see, though, that 94 Ryan Sword starting to make up a lot of time, and now it's to the point of where if the 9 was to go in and pit, he's going to lose a lot of time to that 94 Ryan Sword. That undercut is starting to really work. I mean, this overcut really not working for this 9 as he's catching a lot of lap traffic now.
Yeah, what you're going to have to look out for is, the 51 of Bradley Wilson up into the wall. The 9 is going to come down pit lane here soon, but is that time that he's lost to the 94 going to matter? You know, once he comes out on those fresh tires, yes, he'll be faster than the 94, but is he going to leave himself enough time to catch him?
Oh, that 94. Ooh, he is moving. Oh my goodness, he got wicked loose coming out of turn 4 right there, or turn 2 right there. He is on a mission right now.
Ooh, his teammate almost up in the wall up there, riding it. The 22 of Chad Hitchcock, man, he was just rolling that outside lane. That 94, like he said, man, he's showing a lot of speed right there. He is right behind your leader, about to put himself back on the lap, back on the lead lap, the old school way.
Shane Weldon Sr. is actually down pit lane now, so this should open up the door for that 9 of Colin Forster. Maybe he can think, oh, I'll just put him 1 lap down and then go down pit lane. So let's see how he gets around it. You see the 94 now taking the outside lane on that 9, so... Whoa, as the 9's getting loose.
Coming to put himself back on the lead lap. Here comes the 94 to the inside lane, lap number 93. And that 9 machine, he is definitely maybe thinking about pit road here soon. There's no way they can make it to the end, right, in that 9 car.
I
would say yes on fuel. Tires, I mean, you're going to be a sitting duck. I know for fuel they can make it. It would be close, but tires, I mean, if he's willing to sit out there the whole time, I mean, it's a risk to take. I mean, we just saw that 94 going around, and you think now with everyone else starting to pit, they're just going to be even faster because he's on even older tires. So
Currently sitting right now, he is on 62 lap old tires. Colin Forster is. So you definitely can tell that he's feeling it because he is starting to that 94 of Ron Sword is starting to run off and leave Colin Forster. As right now,
A lot of guys coming down pit road though this time.
Right now, Colin Forster and Ryan Sword are the only two on the lead lap. Nathan Nickel, David Salter, Bradley Wilson, Daniel Ship coming down pit lane. I want to say Daniel Ship was already down pit lane. But right now, the only two that are on the lead lap is that 9 of Colin Forster and then the 94 of Ryan Sword, who put himself back on that lead lap. Like we were saying, those tires that he has, you know, now that he's wore them down, if that 9 was to come down pit lane, he would be able to, you know, to catch him in theory. But, you know, is he going to have enough time? And, you know, now that he's gotten around the 9, the 94 has, you know, Colin Forster coming down pit lane now.
here we go.
Is he going to be able to catch him though? Like that's going to be the question.
So he's going to be a couple seconds back from Ryan Sword here, I want to say, but he's going to catch him fast. I mean, it's about a 44-second pit stop. He's going to be about, he's going to be about 14 seconds back, right?
Yeah, roughly 10 to 15, I would say. But like I was just about to say, is now he knows he's got to catch him. I mean, he's going to have almost 30 lap fresher tires. Like biggest thing is to just let the car sink in. You still got time. You know you have the speed. The 94's tires are now just starting to get worse and worse. So I think this 9 car, he knows what he's got to do. I mean, I think he's easily got the speed. And I mean, looking like it's probably going to be actually roughly maybe a 9 to 10 second. He's only 7 seconds off.
Oh yeah, never mind. So we were giving Colin Forster saying that maybe that strategy not working so much, but looks like we just are a bunch of fools up here, man. He just came out 7 seconds behind. He said, "Hey, I'm ready to roll. I don't know what you boys are talking about. I'm going to catch me some Ryan Sword." So obviously, I'm not the greatest when it comes to pit strategies here at Homestead.
I think the biggest thing, too, is to watch this 9 car here on these coming laps. I mean, he's already caught Ryan by a second, and he's only been on the track for officially a lap now after the pit stop. I mean, he's going to catch him. I mean, I could go ahead and go to Las Vegas and put some money down on it. It's just he needs to do it in a way where he doesn't ruin it himself. He's got to just drive. Don't worry about the distance. He's going to catch him. He's already caught him by 2 seconds. Yeah, this 9... I think he's easily going to get around it. But now I'm starting to think, what is that 94 willing to do to keep the lead with those tires?
I mean,
oh, sorry, Chris, continue.
I was going to say, I will say, personally, as a driver on the track in the Full Throttle series, these unicorn guys, they don't give it up easy. So it's gonna be one of those things. Let's see what that 94 does whenever that 9 finally gets up to that back bumper. We do know these Sparkle Unicorn guys, man, they are crazy on the track. And sometimes, like, you know, it's one of those things where they get under your skin, your blood's boiling, you're like, oh man, but you know what? They're just good drivers. So it's one of those things that you just gotta like go, man, they're putting on a really good block. So let's see if let's see if that 94 can do it. Because we know Jonathan Coombs, man, he gets out on the track. Woo, he can put some blocks down on the track. So, you know, it's one of those things where let's just see if Ryan Sword has that same mentality. As it looks like 2.5 seconds. As I say that, it's just, I can't even say it.
He is hunting.
Yeah, he is on fire right now. Colin Forster is, I looked up, it was 3 seconds. Look down at the race, 2.5 seconds. Look back, now we're down at a minute, or 1 second and 1 1/4, 1.5. It's just going quick. That 9 is catching this 94.
Another thing, too, is that 94, he is riding that high lane to try conserving it. I'm wondering if he's trying to just make sure the temps are cool in the tires, so then when he starts dropping to that inside like the 9's doing right now, he'll have the tires, and we're about to find that out probably here in the 1 and 2, maybe on the backstretch.
Oh, yeah, 5/10 back. He is catching him. Coming out of 1 and 2, he is going to be flying to that 94. He's taking the inside lane as well. He is going to put right next to that door. Slide job, easy clear, 9 to the lead.
Beautiful execution. That's about as perfect as you can get. He had a clean pit stop, in and out. He wasn't pushing him, I'll be honest. I was watching his lap times, and he's been running consistent, 32.5s, His fastest is a 32.3. You could probably include the draft, but he hasn't had any moments. He got around lap traffic easily. He put himself out in front. That was probably about as perfect as you can get for a green flag pit stop. So that 9 car, really well job. And now all he's got to do is cruise off into the Miami sunset. Well, the sunset's gone, but maybe probably into the morning sky once it gets here.
Hey, you know, after a win here, you're going to be hanging out on the beach until the morning. I mean, that is going to be a good celebration from that 9 cam if they're able to keep it going here. I mean, we know Colin Foster well last season, ran really well in the Cup Series last year. Fell out, I want to say, round of 12 or round of 8. Can't remember exactly which one. I'm always horrible when it comes to stats, man. I need to keep these things up, you would think. But that 9 machine, definitely looking good here early season, man. It's good to see him picking up where he left off, and here at Homestead, man, it's looking like it's going to be all that 9 tonight.
I will give a quick shout out. That 94 with that strategy he had to pit early and unlap himself. I mean, he's on 20 older lap tires, and he was able to get himself up to second. I mean, that's something that you don't rarely see. I mean, usually the speed difference isn't that huge, but the amount of how much he pushed, and now he's kind of just riding around. He's got about a pretty decent size gap, but I mean, I give him creds the way he was able to unlap himself, have the lead for a little bit, and now he's in second place. It was good job by him to be able to do that and maintain where he's at now.
Yeah, that was you know, a good drive by him, man. I mean, he's gotten himself back on the lead lap the old-fashioned way. He got himself on a good pit strategy, and you know, Shane Weldon Sr. in that 98 just really seems like he hasn't been able to catch up too much. He's been holding about a 7-8 second gap still to Ryan Sword. So, and Sword at the moment with 15 to go still got himself in a good spot. As I say that, though, we go back, and Shane Weldon has put a second and a half on him. So maybe Shane's starting to pick up the pace here with 15 to go. I mean, he knows that position is up for grabs there if he just gets on the loud pedal. We'll see if Shane Weldon Sr. closes in here on that 94 Ryan Sword.
Yeah, the 94, the lap previous coming out of 4, he got loose. So those tires are starting to slowly kick in, but like we seen earlier in the race with the 48, just moving down half a lane, it just upsets the car. You get that light sense of feeling, and it's hard to save it. But the 94, when he got loose out of 4, he was able to corral it, and it gave that time to the 98. But now I bet you that 94, he's kind of just hoping and praying that the laps just go faster and faster, and that 98 has a moment. As it's a 5-second gap. He caught about a second this lap, and it looks like it's just going to keep falling and falling and falling. But as long as that 94 just rides around and does what he can, I think he'll be close towards the end. But those old tires are not going to make it easy. I know that.
Yeah, and Shane Weldon Sr., he's currently closing that position down. So he's only got a 4 3/4 second gap on him and Ryan Sword. So like you said, I give it about 3 or 4 laps, and we're going to be watching a battle for that second place position. But Colin Foster right now doesn't have to worry about anything. He can just literally put this car in cruise control right now, and I'm pretty sure he's got the win.
Actually, now that I look back at it, that 98, yeah, okay, he's got the fresher tires, but if you look right ahead of him, he's got car after car after car he needs to get around just to even start catching him. So I mean, it's not over till it's over, but there's a pretty good battle right in front of him. So this 98's got to pick and choose his battles.
Yeah, you see 6 cars in between him and that 94, now 7 with that 28 of Robbie Bice getting passed by the 94. So he's got 7 cars in between him and that second place position. So Shane Weldon Sr., he's got a little bit of a battle going on here. He's going to have to get past these guys to get up here and mix it up for that second place position.
Well, as we're getting close here to 10 to go, we're going to go side by side for just a moment and do one more 811 dig commercial break. But you're not going to miss the action as we go side by side here during this commercial break.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC 811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Here at Homestead, Miami, 98 is Shane Weldon Sr. in a big battle, trying to get past that 48 machine, one of the lap cars. He's got the 5 of Josh Abbey all over his back bumper. He is trying to get past these lap cars. He's got Ryan Sword 1 3/10 out in front of him. You see him rolling into turns number 1, rolling into turn number 2. Shane Weldon only a second and now a 10th back as he is 3 wide coming through turns number 2. And he is going to clear him. Shane Weldon Sr., he is on a run right now. He's got to get up there as he's got 7 laps this next time by to get it done for that second place position. Colin Foster 16 seconds out in front of these boys. He's hanging out on cruise control, but Ryan Sword, Shane Weldon Sr., that is the hot topic here at the moment.
Yeah, you see the 5 of Josh Abbey. He looks like he's got a little bit of speed to contend to as well, but he is not on the lead lap, so currently that 5 is not fighting for the position. But yeah, let's see if Shane Weldon Sr. can use that 5 as a pull and get up to that 94's back bumper. I wonder if that 94 is going to push the issue and block him. Whoa, big jump there from that 5. Like I said, it pulled that 98 in tow, so now the 98's almost to that back bumper.
I was going to say real fast, Josh has fresh tires. I mean, he pitted on 95 just after these guys, so, I mean, this could benefit that 94, but I don't know for how long. That 98, he's right there, and this could be done quick, but we'll see how much of a run he gets here on the backstretch.
Yeah, it's
he's not going to clear him. Nope.
Yeah,
he cleared him barely.
Yeah, so the 98 is going to clear that 94 for that second place position. Wasn't really much of a battle. I guess Ryan Sword was just like, you know what, man? Whoa, as I say that, he's getting really loose. Yeah, whoa, really, really loose.
He's going to have to gather back up. He still doesn't have to worry about losing that third place position. Austin Gee 9 seconds back, but Ryan Sword could have just had a moment right there with 4 to go.
Yeah, as those tires are starting to play a factor. You see him still getting loose coming out of turn 2. So that 94 is definitely having to fight that wheel right now.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the decision you make. It's, are you willing to undercut and get your lap back? And I mean, it worked to his advantage. I mean, he's out here in third. He's looking to hopefully keep it, and doesn't look like, well, actually, now that I'm saying it, yeah, he should easily, yeah. But it's just the decision you make. It's, okay, do I want to stay on the same strategy as the leaders or get what I can? I mean, if he would have stayed out when that caution came out and lapped everyone down and only had 2 cars to lead lap with him and that 9, I mean, this could have been a whole entire different race.
Yeah, but I don't want to count out Austin Gee so much right now. It looks like he's slowly starting to chip off of that gap between him and that 94 Ryan Sword. It looks like it's starting to actually go back up now, so maybe Austin Gee having a little bit of an issue with his car. We do know Ryan Sword is getting really loose, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch him. As Colin Foster has got a 16-second gap between him and Shane Weldon Sr. So the 9 is, like we said earlier, 2 laps to go, just put it on cruise control. He's just cruising right now.
Yeah, he did a very good job on that green flag pit stop. I give him a lot of credits for the execution. I mean, it's such a small detail, but it can have such a big impact. Just getting onto pit road and getting out as fast as possible, and then he had to come and hunt down the 94. I think he did know in his head he was going to catch him, so that probably helped. And so it was just really great job by that 9. Basically all night, especially staying out of trouble and just staying in the front. It was very well done job by him.
So it's going to be white flag for the 9. As coming out of turn number 2, you're going to see Matthew Fitz just halt to the inside lane. Not going to give him any trouble here as Colin Foster going to roll down the back straightaway and into turns number 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Said, just put it on cruise control. And out of turn number 3 and into turn number 4 he comes. And on to the front straightaway, it is going to be Colin Forster. He is going to be your... actually, the first different winner of the season. So Colin Forster going to pick up the win here tonight at Homestead, Miami at the Hurricane 120. That 9 machine going to be the first different winner of the season as Bradley Wilson's dominated early. But that 9 of Colin Forster going to end that streak here tonight. As Shane Woodland Sr. going to pick up second, and it's going to be a battle there between David Salter and that 94 of Ryan Sword, but they are not battling for position. 94 of Ryan Sword going to round out your top 3.
Yeah, I just want to point out the race is called the Hurricane 120, and it definitely looked like a hurricane hit on that front stretch earlier on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we had some craziness here tonight. I mean, I saw probably one of the biggest wrecks I've seen in iRacing in a while, and man, Homestead put on a show tonight. Colin Forster, man, he's going to get a good little burnout here. That 9 machine just picked up his first win of the season. It's good to see that Sunoco Fuel Chevy Camaro win here tonight at Homestead. All right. As you're seeing Colin Forster finishing his burnout session there after picking up the checkered flag. Going to go ahead and run through your unofficial race results here as Colin Forster going to pick up his first win of the season. Shane Wilden Sr. going to finish in that second spot. Ryan Sword P3 with Austin G in that 4th position. David Salter P5 with Nathan Nickel in that 6th spot. Jimmy Green P7 with Josh Carver in P8. 9th going to go to Bradley Wilson with that 10th spot, going to Josh Abbey. 11th going to go to James Morgan with Brian Chew finishing 12th. Chad Hitchcock in that 13th spot with Matthew Fitz in 14th. Stan Mayberry going to finish 15th with Robbie Bice in that 16th position. Daniel Ship going to be in 17th with Austin Rhodes in 18th. Michael Zuber in 19th with AJ Green in 20th. Then it's going to be Ed DeBauer in that 21st with Charles Gurick in that 22nd position. William Brown in 23rd with Logan Rhodes 24th. Daniel Hinder 25th. Lance Hill 26th. Adam McKinney 27th. And rounding out your field here tonight will be that 28th position going to Patrick Ginter. Looks like that is going to be the end of the race here tonight, as we saw some very, very big mayhem early in the race. And after we had a lot of cars out of the race, it seemed like those boys finally were able to get a good green flag run. But it looks like we have all 3 of our competitors here, and we're going to go ahead and bring up that 94 Ryan Sword, have a word with him, and that is going to be your 3rd place finisher. So bring him up and have a word with your 3rd place. Ryan Sword, this is Chris, Josh, and Jeremiah up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Sure do.
Hey, man. Whew, good race from you tonight. I mean, right there on the front straightaway, that big caution, you were able to sneak your way through. You were a lap down. I mean, you worked your way back on the lead lap the old school way and got yourself on a good pit strategy, got yourself up here in that 3rd place position tonight. How you feeling, man? That was a good race from you overall, and you kept yourself clean and picked up a 3rd place here.
Yeah, I'm happy getting the 3rd, finally getting onto a podium in this series. Yeah, going into this race, I was just running a more defensive strategy and just kind of waiting for the race to come to me. That avoidance on that turn 4 wreck was pure luck. I don't know how I got through that, but yeah, then it just came down to making a decent judgment call on pitch strategy, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, it seemed like it did work out for you, man. You did one hell of a job right there, willing it back from a lap down. I mean, just did an awesome job, and it was fun to see you get up there and work with those boys tonight. And a solid run from you, P3, and congrats on the first podium, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, well, Ryan, do you have any final thoughts or final words before we let you get going here tonight?
Just want to give a shout out to the Team Sparkle Unicorn. These guys are awesome. I'm not super knowledgeable when it comes to getting these cars set up, so they've been helping me out a lot, putting me into good spots for these races. So a shout out to the boys back at the factory.
All right. Well, hey Ryan, again, congratulations on the first podium, man. It was awesome seeing you do it old fashioned way, get your way back up on the lead lap, and get yourself a good third place finisher tonight. And hey, congratulations on that, and hopefully we'll see that momentum roll through the rest of the season here.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep it going.
Heck yeah, man. Well, again, congratulations. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, and that was Ryan Sword. Going to go ahead and have a word with Shane Weldon Sr. Have a word with your second place finisher. Shane Weldon Sr., Chris, Josh, and Jeremiah up in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up?
What is up, my guy? You finished 17 spots up from where you started, man. Came out in 19th, and one of those drivers that just got so lucky getting through that big wreck on the French straightaway. Walk us through that wreck, because that could have been a big deciding factor for your race, but that 98 machine was able to get through all the mayhem tonight, and walk us through that.
Yeah, one time the car came off the outside wall. I think it was Ed DeBauer, and cars just went everywhere. And don't even know how I made it through there. Just got lucky. You got to have luck in these things to get through those wrecks. The first wreck was big, and was able to go towards the bottom and get through that. So those two incidents there, me getting through them cleanly, really put us in a position to be where we finished at tonight.
Not only did you. Oh, what was you gonna say, Chris?
Oh, I was just gonna say, hey Shane, as a teammate, man, I just want to say we just stepped up and we put it on them Sparkle Unicorn boys.
Team Wolfpack forever, for life.
Woo! Sorry, I'll never do that again.
You lie. But yeah, I went in for that pit there early. I guess lap 30 some. We went in there for pits, and my guys didn't change the tires, so we got a quick caution and was able to get in there and get fresh tires, which helped me. And then from there, I just Patrick Ginter helped me get through the hit my marks, and Robbie kept me mellow when Colin was pulling away from me. And David, he had some bad luck tonight, but he was able to I was able to draft with him and get pulled up through there a little bit. So it was a total team effort.
Heck yeah, man. You can't take any credit from yourself tonight, Shane, getting through those wrecks, man. You had good pace, you had a solid car, and you were there at the end when it mattered. You picked up that second place, Shane, and you got any final thoughts, final words, shout outs, or anything before we let you go here tonight?
Yeah, Colin was super fast. I pitted a lap before he did. I know Ryan pitted 15 laps before I did, so I was just working on trying to finish, get by Ryan, catch Ryan, and get by him. So, yeah, just I'm not a big. Everybody on the team knows I'm a big fan of these cars. I haven't got comfortable with them yet, but Homestead, I did an NIS race last season 4, and I finished in the top 5, and it really gave me a lot of confidence here. So I hated Homestead when I first started iRacing. Now it's one of my favorite places. But I want to thank 81 Dig, Brian Morehouse, and Stoney Binfield for bringing the sponsor to the league, and everybody at 811 Dig for sponsoring it. You guys for broadcasting it. Team Wolfpack, Robbie Bice, Stan Mayberry, the Kiwis, David Salter, Charles Yerrick. We did a lot of practicing this week. I think I ran over 100 laps on Tuesday night. But that's all I got. Thanks.
Well, heck yeah, Shane. It's good to be able to talk to you up here in the booth tonight, man. And hopefully you can carry some of this momentum going into next week, buddy. It's good to see you up here in that P2, and hopefully we'll be seeing Shane running up here more with those with the boys up here in the next gen cars.
Yeah, I have a lot of bad luck, so I was happy to get the monkey up my back and get a podium. I was pretty stoked.
Hey, well, maybe this will make that luck do a 180, and we'll be rolling in the right way now. But again, congratulations on that second place, Shane, and we'll be seeing you next week, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, and that was Shane Weldon. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Colin Foster, your winner, and Jeremiah, you can have a word with Colin if you are wanting to, but we'll go ahead and bring up your winner. Jeremiah, excuse me. Colin, this is Chris and Jeremiah and Josh. That's what I meant to say. I'm so sorry. Up in the booth, buddy. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Sorry about that, man. But hey, Colin, man, that was awesome showing from you here tonight. It seemed like you were going to have a battle between you and Ed DeBauer to the end, but unfortunately for him, he did go around. That big one happened. You were able to come out perfectly clean in that, and that 9 machine was pretty much untouchable out there. Y'all had that thing set up, it seemed like, and you were that hot rod was rolling. How you feeling after that win here tonight? And man, good job.
Yeah, definitely feel good after that, especially not having a great first few races there and missing Dover because something came up, and I'm gonna miss next week too because I'm being Bristol. But setup was good. I made some adjustments on it from the stock setup, and I was just able to get tuned up pretty good. I made the gearing a little too long, so we were lacking a little bit on the straightaways, but it definitely handled super good through the corners. I had it pretty dialed in, so just happy I was able to get the win. It sucks that giant wreck happened. Well, doesn't suck for me, but sucks for everyone else. And just able to win by almost 17 seconds. Just great effort by I guess me, since I was the only one to finish, or basically finish on our team.
Yeah,
Great
the
effort,
only
Bobby.
thing I'd want to say is I just have one question. So after the first lap incident, I mean, I just went back and watched the replay. That was something. I mean, you are right in the thick of it in almost every single wreck. So when those cautions would come out and you'd be coming to green, did you have like any expectations that another green would come, or like kind of what was your mindset going back to green, even though we had those back-to-back cautions at some point?
Well, I know these cars, they're new, and not everyone's used to them, and these cars are definitely super drafty, and even if you don't hit someone, even the air can turn someone around, so it's hard to say. It's hard to judge every restart. You don't know what's going to happen. You just gotta hope for the best and hope you make it through, and I was able to make it through all of them. And me, I looked like a lot of people overdrove turn 3 and 4 on the one lap that Ed wrecked. It looked like he overdrove it when I got to his inside. I even overdrove it a little bit, but luckily he spun out a little bit late, so I was able to just get clear of him, but everyone else behind me, except for maybe like 2 or 3 cars, was not able to get through them. But like I said, bad for the field, good for me.
Hell yeah, man. I just wanted to say, I was talking about it too with that pit stop. Like, we were talking about it, thinking, okay, well, when's this 9 going to pay? Yada, yada, yada. And then when he does, he's got to be perfect. I mean, you were perfect. When you had your out lap, you had no problems. You were passing people easily, the lap cars. And then when you caught them, it was easy, done deal. And then you went off and cruised into the sunset. So I was really impressed with the execution and the amount of speed you were able to carry out. We thought up here you were going to have like a 13, 14 second gap, and it was only 7. And we were like, wow, okay. And so that really impressed me. So biggest thing for me is just that was great job by you, and congratulations.
Thank you, man. It was definitely, I definitely took it super easy getting into pit road, make sure I didn't slide through my box, because it's super easy to slide through the box in these cars. To lock the brakes up when you get in, they have the bigger brake package, so it's easier to lock them up. But I was just making sure no mistakes exiting, entering pit road. Thought I made a mistake exiting pit road, but luckily just got it inside the line.
Yeah, man, you hit a perfect execution tonight, Colin. Able to pick up that win here at Homestead, and it was a fun race from our perspective to watch you cut to the field after all the trouble, all the mayhem, and pick up a win by a fairly good margin. But Colin, if you've got any final thoughts, final words, final shout outs before we let you go here tonight, you can go ahead and throw them out there, buddy.
Shout out to everyone on Vortex Theory. I know Adam wasn't here tonight, and I don't even know where he's at. AJ, he joined back and gained a few spots. The Lance wrecked on lap 1, and then, yeah. Shout out to also 811 Dig as well. Thank them for sponsoring the league, and they really help us out. I know they do. Shout out to you guys doing the broadcast. I'm sure you did a great job like usual. I'll be sure to go back and watch it. And shout out to everyone in the league for having me. And if there's any other sponsors I missed, thank them too.
All right, well, hey, Colin, it was good to see you pick up that win here tonight, buddy, and we'll be seeing you next week.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Have a good night. All right, and that was Colin Foster, your winner. So, yeah, that was a good race from our perspective. Jeremiah, Chris, you guys got any final words before we get our final thoughts in here and wrap it up?
The only thing is those wrecks. I mean, those were wicked. I mean, I haven't really been able to see the damage model for these cars, but seeing people look like Will and modified cars, that was something else. But fun race tonight. I mean, Homestead, that's what you expect. I mean, it's a multi-groove. It's very deceiving with the speed of these cars, so I was pretty pleased with what I saw tonight, and also the execution by the front guys staying out of trouble and keeping themselves out in the front. So very good race, and I had a great time being up here with you guys.
Yeah, as usual, man. We always tell you, it's always good to have you up in the booth. Just a big shout out, from me to the Full Throttle guys. All the teams. Uh, Team Sparkle Unicorn. Wolfpack, Rev. All those guys. I know I'm missing a few, and I'm sorry. As I want to say, thanks to all the guys that let us be a part of this. It's an awesome experience, and it's a lot of fun to sit here and do this. It was unfortunate with all the wrecks and seeing half the field get taken out halfway through the race, but hey, that's a part of racing. That's what happens. And hey, next week we'll have a lot more fun, and maybe we'll see some better battling going on. Not to downcast what went on tonight, but just with all the wrecks and everything, it kind of spread out everything, and but just like I said, a big shout out to the Full Throttle guys, all of them, every one of them. Too many names to name, but just big shout out to them for letting us be a part of this.
Wolfpack Sim Racing, Rev Esports, Team Sparkle Unicorn, Triple M Motorsports, Vortex Theory, and Shinla Shine Racing. Big shout out to all those guys, all the teams here tonight. Shout out to Full Throttle, David Salter, Robbie Bice, all those guys up there, Robbie especially. Big shout out to him bringing us on board. It's just always fun being here with these guys, a big old family. Big shout out to NC811 Dig, Major Setups, and Cook's Lawn Care. So it's going to be Chris, Josh, Kiwis, and Jeremiah Hobbs. Another big thank you to Jeremiah coming up here. Always fun being up here with you, bud. And just gonna say good night. And hey, we'll be seeing you next week. You don't want to miss next Sunday. And next Sunday, 9 p.m., we will be seeing you guys. So make sure to tune in on Facebook, YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. And Facebook, hit that like button. Share it out to your friends and let everybody know about the Full Throttle Racing League. But other than that, this is going to be Chris, Josh, Jeremiah up in the booth signing off, saying good night and enjoy the rest of your week.